everyone, welcome to the second Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. Today is day one and I am creating a clean and simple card because this time around we've broken it up into 5 days and 5 themes to make it a manageable video hop experience for you. I'm going to chat more about that throughout the video. Today I'm going to be showing off the brand new release from Concord and 9th, and I'm going to be creating a calendar. So Concord and 9th released this pre-printed calendar here, and it has, all of the months here already pre-printed for you so that you're able to get started right away. Now before we get started on that hop, I'm going to show off some of the stamp sets I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the All Season Turnabout stamp, which has all of the months, the label to put around the month, and this beautiful Turnabout stamp that I'm going to be using in various colors to promote various seasons. So we're going to go through some color combos that are really good for that. I'm going to be using the free gift with the $60 purchase, has this solid image here. And then there is this beautiful stamp set here. It's called Notable Numbers, and it has a whole bunch of gorgeous numbers on it, as well as a frame for birthdays and things like that. I didn't end up using this stamp, but I wanted to show it anyway that it does come in the new release. This one here is called Songbird. It's super elegant and it has a bunch of different leaf patterns so that you can use it for any season. I'm going to be using this on my cards as well for the calendar. Lastly, I'm going to be using the Easel die that has also come out because you need something to hold up your calendar, and so I'm going to show you how to put that together also. Lastly, that came about was this Crafty Turnabout stamp that you're going to see in another video this week that I didn't end up using on my card. This is perfect for card makers and just so much fun to use. So to get started, I am going to be using the Turnabout stamp. And if you'd like to learn more about Turnabout stamps, I have a video link in the description on how to set them up exactly. So essentially, you just take the stamp, line it up with the pre-printed image, draw an X on the back of the stamp, and it's good to go forever after that. You always need a template, so this jig, it's a 6x6 piece of paper that I've just laminated so I can use it over and over again, but not necessary. I've drawn an X through it, as you can see, by adding one line from one corner to the other. So what you end up doing is lining up the X with the X on your stamp. Then you're able to stamp it as often as you like, and it's going to be perfect every time you stamp it. Now, I'm going ahead to line up my stamp so that's perfectly in the middle of my calendar sheet here. I've added some removable adhesive to the calendar sheet, and I'm pressing it down so that it sticks to my 6x6 template. And now I'm ready to get stamping. As I did mention, there are 4 colors that I'm going to be using for each one of these, and I stamped 4 calendar panels with this. Depending on the season, I ended up stamping it using different colors. So I'm using Catherine Puller Inks today, who's one of our major sponsors for the video hop, who is generously giving away 100 ink pads to anyone who leaves a comment. So you can see that I've stamped this in Juniper Mist. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn my jig. So I've turned it 90 degrees, cleaned off my stamp set, and now I'm going to go in with my second color here, and I'm going to stamp that onto my stamp set. You're going to see how lovely this turns out, and it stamps in a circular pattern in 4 different colors. So these are sort of my winter colors that I'm using here. And I used Juniper Mist, and then I followed that one by by Royal Treatment, and that's a really dark royal purple ink pad. The third stamp that I'm going to be using after I turned my jig here is the beautiful Spruce color, which is a very dark regal green. And then when I turn it the last time, I'm going to be using the Peppermint Scrub, which is a nice red. These are, in my opinion, perfect peacock colors, as well as purple winter colors. So that's how the stamp works for the Turnabout. I'm now going to put you in a little bit of a faster mode here as I stamp out the other 4 panels and discuss the colors that I'm using for the seasons. So once again, I'm using the beautiful inks from Catherine Puller Designs, and I'm going ahead now with It's a Girl. These are all sort of more pastel style colors, very light and soft. Next up, I'm going with It's a Boy, so you have your pink and blue, and then I'm going in with some very light green of Melon Ice, which is one of my favorite colors, And lastly, I am going in with a nice purple shade called Pixie Dust. Now, as you're noticing, as I'm stamping, I'm just really lightly wiping off the stamps here, and they don't contaminate at all, which means I can stamp in purple and then yellow, and I'm going to get the true shade. So this one here is Flirty Fuchsia, followed by Tiki Torch, followed by Grass Skirt, and this is just such a nice summer blast of color. And then lastly, it's Party Dress. And then for my autumn shades here, I'm going to be using some darker colors here. So I use Sauna, followed by the really dark brown color, which is called Icing on the Cake. And then I stamped Orange Twist, and then lastly I stamped Rockin Red. So you see how all four of those panels just look so different. So what I did was I had taken a card, I had stamped January, I had removed February, March, I stamped April, I removed May, June, I stamped July, and so I created all four of my seasons. Now I'm going in with this really fun stamp that you get free with a purchase of $60 or more this month, and it's a really dark color because it's a solid stamp. And I'm going to be stamping some other ones. So for February, for example, I thought of Valentine's Day and I stamped it in red. And it's supposed to look distressed and vintage like that with the holes sort of in the middle to be a less than solid pattern just to give it some more interest. So while I'm stamping out the other solid images here, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop is a celebration that is 5 days long. So it runs October 22nd to October 26th. And there are video tutorials every single day. And it's a video hop, which means that you're going to go to the next video after this, and someone's going to link to the next video in the video description below. So we're coming over together over these 5 days for a chance to introduce you to other amazing card makers and to help us reach our goals of being monetized. So it is some people, for example, due to new YouTube regulations, are unable to earn money from their channels and without a certain amount of viewers and subscribers. So all you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing to their channel, and to click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. Don't forget to comment, because we have well over 100 prizes to give away, and please indicate in your comment as well if you're from the USA or if you're international, so that prizes can be awarded appropriately, because some prizes, not all, have restrictions on them. Don't forget to check back this week because there are 5 themed days of hops. You'll never know when you discover your favorite YouTuber. Okay, so my next stamping experience here is going to be with the Songbird stamp. Now this is just such an elegant stamp, and I apologize for being slightly off screen here. I mean, I know I'm not off screen completely, but I'm going ahead and I'm stamping just 4 of those songbirds on my remaining months. And the reason why is I'm going to decorate these with different leaf patterns so that you have them for the different seasons. And this is just such a stunning, elegant stamp that you could color with Copics, you could watercolor, you could color with colored pencils. You can simply leave it gray like I'm going to do to keep it more clean and simple, and just add some of those leaves on the branches or around the stamp itself to indicate a certain season. Okay, so I'm going now and I'm going to stamp each one of these for the seasons. I'm going to use the same colors that I used for the Turnabout stamp because I personally found that those colors are really perfect for spring, summer, fall, and winter cards. Now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to stamp some of the stamps that I think that go with spring. Then I'm repeat stamping, which means I'm going to use a block instead of using a stamping tool because it is quite a bit faster. And I'm just doing a little bit of random stamping on each one of them. So I'm grabbing each one of my colors. I'm doing my spring. This one here is my winter. And so I'm just going to stamp some of the berries in a couple of different colors here. And the last thing I have to do on my backgrounds is actually just create some months on my calendar, obviously, so that I know which month it is, as well as the easel. So I went ahead and I die cut this easel here in some navy cardstock, and I just cut both pieces. Now this is super easy to put together. All you have to do is a little bit of folding. It doesn't even require really any sort of gluing, or not much anyway. So I'm just folding the lines that are put in here after die cutting. So there's one here in the middle of this pointy area, which is your top of your easel, or your base rather. And then the longer piece there is just simply the actual shelf that your card is going to sit on, or your calendar. So you can use this for cards as well to display them. Because they're paper, they're just super easy to put together. So you just score all of those lines here, and they're already pre-scored when you die cut it. So you just need to fold them over. So you can see there's 2 lines in the middle of the base there, and then there's just some tabs here on the side for gluing the shelf that your stamp's going to sit on. So I'm just going ahead and enforcing those fold lines and getting ready to glue. I also wanted to mention that I added all of the months off screen to my stamps because all I did was stamp out January, February, March, April, May, etc. And I went ahead and I just actually fussy cut them all and glued them onto my paper for the calendar. So I didn't think it was really necessary to show that. So you can see here I'm just gluing down those 2 sides for the tabs to make a little shelf, and then on the shelf it has some slits in here, so you can just simply slip it inside of the base. So it's just really quick and simple and easy to do. I just added that to the bottom here, and it's ready to stand up, and then you can stick your pieces of your calendar on it. So super easy and fun. It looks really great when it's all finished. So once again, just showing off the calendar months, I had January, which is a beautiful winter, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Such a fun calendar to give away. I'm definitely giving this away as a gift for Christmas, and a perfect way to show off some of the new stamps from Concord and 9th. I'm going to include these month printouts behind it as well as the easel, and it's just going to sit on my counter for now, and I think it looks really stunning. So here's a final look. Now don't forget to go in the video description below and click on the next video, but before you do that and leave this video, be sure to leave that comment so you have a chance to win one of over 100 prizes from our fabulous sponsors. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll subscribe to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye!